Hello guys, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to see about the N factor or valency factor and how to find it. Okay, let's get started. First is for acids. For acids, what is the N factor means basicity. What is meant by basicity for an acid means the number of H plus ions which can be released by a molecule is called basicity. If a particular compound releases only one hydrogen ion, it is called monobasic acid. And what are all the examples for monobasic acid is hydrogen fluoride, HCl, HBr, HI, HNO3, HClO4, CH3COOH, HCN, HCOOH, H3PO2, which is hypophosphorus acid, and orthoboric acid. What is the structure for hypophosphorus acid? H3PO2 means this is the structure in which one hydrogen is attached to oxygen, and when a particular energy is given, it releases H plus ions, and hence it is monobasic acid. And orthoboric acid, what is the difference here is all the H plus ions which are released by the molecule only, but orthoboric acid releases H plus ions from the water molecule. It does not release its own hydrogen ion. It takes hydrogen ion from the water and then releases it. And it releases only one H plus ion per molecule, so it is monobasic. Next, dibasic acid. Sulfuric acid, carbonic acid, oxalic acid, H2S, and phosphorus acid. This is the structure for phosphorus acid, in which two hydrogen ions are liberated. Then tribasic acid, H3PO4, which is phosphoric acid, in which three hydrogen ions can be liberated from a molecule. Then bases. What is the N factor for bases means it's its acidity. What is meant by acidity means the number of hydroxyl ion released per molecule. And if it releases only one hydroxyl ion, it is called monoacidic base. For example, lithium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, rubidium hydroxide, cesium hydroxide, ammonium hydroxide, etc. Then diacidic base. For example, calcium hydroxide, strontium hydroxide, barium hydroxide, etc. Triacidic base means aluminum hydroxide, iron hydroxide, etc. Then for salt, how to find the N factor? It is different from those of acids and also bases. Salt. What is salt means? It is a combination of cations, anions, and also the neutrons. The total positive or negative charge on respective ions per formula unit of the salt is its N factor. Means you take this example, Na2CO3. When hydrolyzed, it will give 2 molecules of Na plus and 1 molecule of CO3 2 minus. How to find the N factor means you should multiply the number of ions released. For example, you take this one. 2 ions released into its charge. Its charge is 1. So 2 into 1 is 2. You can take also this one also. Number of ions is 1. Its charge is 2. So 1 into 2, 2. Similarly, for this one, Ca3PO4 twice. It will give 3 molecules of calcium 2 plus and 2 molecules of PO4 3 minus. So if you multiply the number of ions and also the charge, you will get 6. 3 into 2, 6. Here 2 into 3, 6. Likewise, you will have, if n is equal to 1 means what are all the if n is equal to the N factor is 1 for molecules like NaCl, NaNO3, KCl. For n is equal to 2, example is Na2CO3, which we have seen here, and calcium carbonate, barium carbonate, sodium sulfate, etc. And N factor is 3 means aluminum chloride, aluminum nitrate, and ferrous chloride, ferric chloride. If n equal to 6 means Fe2SO4 thrice, Al2SO4 thrice, Ba3PO4 twice. If you want to split the ions, split it into its ions, and you should multiply the number of molecules and also its charge. You will get the N factor for the salts. Then N factor for oxidizing agent. What is meant by oxidizing agent? The species which accepts electron in a redox reaction or oxidizing agent. How to find n factor for oxidizing agent means the number of electrons accepted per molecule in the redox reaction is called n factor. For potassium permanganate, it will when hydrolyzed it will give K plus and MnO4 minus. This is the spectator ion, and MnO4 minus is the permanganate ion is the active ion because it is going to oxidize the reaction by reducing itself. In acidic medium, its n factor is 5. In neutral medium, its n factor is 3, and in basic medium, its n factor is 1. It's based on the reaction undergoing it. In acidic medium, it will release, it will take up 5 electrons and oxidize the reaction by reducing itself. So for neutral and basic medium respectively, it will take the number of ions as the n factor. Next one. Then potassium dichromate. Here 2 molecules. If you hydrolyze, you will give 2 molecules of K plus and Cr2O7 minus. This is the spectator ion. Potassium is the spectator ion and Cr2O7 2 minus is the active ion, which is going to oxidize the reaction. Here this acidic medium only is enough for this. In acidic medium, its n factor is 6. And for hydrogen peroxide, we know its n factor is always 2. For halogens, you want to see it's always present in the molecular form like F2, Cl2, Br2, I2. Why its n factor is 2, not 1 means it will undergo reaction likewise. X2 plus it will accept 2 electrons to give 2 molecules of inert gas which attain 2 molecules of X minus to attain the inert gas configuration. So it will have the n factor like 2. Then reducing agent. Reducing agent means the species which donates electron in a redox reaction. How to find the n factor means number of electrons donated per molecule is its n factor. Example, more salt, which has the formula likewise NH4 twice SO4 dot FeSO4 dot 6H2O, which has the chemical name as ammonium ferrous sulfate. So Fe2 plus is the active ion, which is going to reduce the reaction by oxidizing itself. The remaining ions are spectator ions. Here, how it will undergo reaction means it will leave 1 electron and becomes Fe3+. So, number of electrons donated per molecule is its n factor. So, n factor is 1 here. Then, anhydrous ferrous sulfate or FeSO4.7H2O. Here also the active ion is Fe2+ and it will undergo the reaction likewise. So, only 1 electron is released here also. The n factor will be 1 here. Then oxalic acid, which has the formula H2C2O4.2H2O or only anhydrous oxalic acid or sodium oxalate, potassium oxalate or calcium oxalate. Here the active ion in all those things is C2O4 2 minus oxalate ion. It will undergo the reaction like 2CO2. It will give 2 molecules of carbon dioxide by releasing 2 electrons. It is donating us 2 electrons, so its n factor is 2. Here, oxalic acid and also anhydrous oxalic acid, both one are oxidizing and also reducing and have n factor is 2. It is not only reducing, it is also oxidizing, they are saying. Then ferrous oxalate. Ferrous oxalate means if you split this one, you will get Fe2 plus and C2O4 2 minus. It will give 1 electron. So n factor is 1 here. It will give 2 electron. We have already seen here 2 and Fe2 3 plus 1 electron. So it will give 1 electron. This one will give 2 electrons. So totally 1 plus 2 3. It has n factor as 3. Then Na2S2O3.5H2 or anhydrous anhydrous sodium thiosulfate. Its chemical name is sodium thiosulfate. It will undergo the reaction like this and will release or donate 2 electrons. Then why its n factor is 2 means for 2 molecules it is giving 2 electrons. For 1 molecule it will give 1 electron. So n factor is 1 for this molecule. And if you want to download my notes, its link is in the description box. Go and download it. And I'm also going to give you the notes of a quick short revision of some basic concepts of chemistry, the first chapter. So go and download it if you want. Thank you.